How's going, everyone? I'm making a new extension to manage quests. I named it Quest Creator, and I'm going to make some changes live so we can see that changes together. For now, I have some functions, expressions, conditions, and behaviors. I choose to separate these behaviors so it's easy to manage what we can feel here. For instance, here we are going to have the title, here the quest description, here the quest status, and here if this quest can be abandoned or not. And add to do is to add these tasks to the quest. I already write some here, but it's a little mess, so maybe we change this in the future. Let me collapse this. Let's change this into a group of quest. And maybe we enable the 2 and the 3. So I'm going to explain everything of the extension as I always do. So the first scene loaded, we add a global named storage quest. So we are going to use this as a global as global variable to save all the data related to the quest. So the very first time when the scene load, this value doesn't exist here. Here, if we open the developer console and we look for the key storage quest, this doesn't exist the very first time. As you can see here, I already have some quests added and the global here. This is created simply because it's the easiest way to fill this storage, to fill the first time the storage. So I always do this in almost all my extensions. So let me show you this. As you can see now, we have the storage quest and we have the quest list with one quest and one task. We are going to delete this and I'm going to disable the task because this is not implemented yet. So let's disable. So we on the first load we create this storage and as you can see here, the storage is created, and this quest is created because we have this event here when we create a quest. Collect 3 coins, blah blah blah. So this is our conditionals. If the quest doesn't exist, it's inverted. Okay, so this conditional returns true or false. Check in our variable if the variable quest has the child with the number passed as parameter. So if is equals 0, that means doesn't exist, so we'll return false. If it's not equal 0, that means exists, so we'll return true. When we start the game, first with init, and then we check if the quest 1 exists. If it doesn't, we create the quest, and we add here this is mainly for make a task of the quest. So how many coins we collected? We need to collect at least 3, I think, 3. So we set this collected coins to 0 the first time when we create the quest. And here I have a button. If it's pressed, no, this is not here. If the add coin is pressed, we add 1 to the collect coins and 1 to the total coins. When we reach 3, which is this, okay, here we check if the quest 1 is complete. This is the same after is exist, but here we check if this quest has an ID and is not equal to 0, and we check this, the quest status, if it's complete or is not complete, and we return true or false. So let's get back to the init. The init this must be run always at the beginning of the scene and only one time. We have here no parameters, because what we do here is set up the variable quest creator. So here we are going to add all the info of the extension, and in this case, just for the example, I have the total quest. This is because here we want to let me show you. Here what we want is to have a list of all our quests, but this is not going to be a part of the extension. It's just for the sample purpose. So here I added this total quest because when we loop iterate in quest, I need total quest here. So we can add that new button below the previous. One and one and one and one. So here is a simple using the storage quest variable. We ask to the storage if quest exists. So if does exist, we load that info into our quest creator, and then we parse that variable in quests here. When you want to create a structure, you can do this way with brackets or just dot quest. But since I use a lot of parameters, I decide to use this notation with brackets and the string inside. Simply because when we need to, for instance, find a quest, we pass an ID as a parameter, and here we get that ID with get parameter as number. So to do this, I can't do it with a dot. So since here we can have this dot quest, so this is going to get the quest child, brackets, string, and here we can have dot ID. But this is a mess to do it like that. So I decide to make everything with brackets, just to make things logic and clear. Here and here. Okay, so on the init, when we finish parsing all the storage data into quest creator quest, we now have a variable here, quest creator, as a structure which has one child quest, and the quests are going to be numbered here. Quest 1, quest 2, with the ID that we pass here. Simply to identify which quest is 1, 2, 3, 4. So now our variable quest creator has only one quest, which has his ID, his title, description, status, and if this quest can be abandoned or not. I make these fields just to keep this simple. There is no more needed to create a quest. Maybe the task. If you want to create a quest like hunt 10 trolls and kill 10 wolves, and so that part is going to be covered with task, because we create just one quest and we add to that quest different tasks with the progress of every task. I take this idea from game creator. If you saw game creator or use game creator quest, there is a guy who is god of game creator. This guy.
Make a lot of sense yet.
So
Because we don't done that in
let me check.
But it's a really nice, end of
Here's
mission
some sample how to manage a quest. You
scene
create a
basically. So we're
quest
going to
and you
grab
can
that.
add
So I
to that
finished
quest.
case close 2.
Let me mute this. And you can add some tasks to the quest. It's pretty much the same. This, I don't know why it stopped. Okay. So let's get going. We are here. We create we populate the quest creator with quest if they are in the storage. This variable I'm using just for the sample purpose because quest count is going to determine how many times we are going to enter here, which is in charge of populate the list of the quest buttons here. I also check this extension. Open. No, wait. Another. Is from Pandaco, I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me change this to English. It's really a pain in the ass that every time I open GDevelop, it changes to Spanish because I had the Windows in Spanish, but I always work in English. So open your computer, and here I was checking this. I don't know which one of them. I think game. Yes, game. So I want to order the quest list like this, but I really couldn't make this happen. I think is this scene what can modify. It's pretty easy to implement, but I want to focus on the extension itself, and if I can get a good result, maybe later I implement that system. So here, let me show you quickly. Create quest, add quest. So if I touch add quest text, which is here, we are going to add quest to the game. So now let's try add quest. I think here's something happening. Let me restart. Yeah, something happened there. Maybe with the quest counter or something. So here we are going to have the list and switch between quests. As you can see, when I click here, the data is changing because this sprite has every sprite has a proper behavior. One for quest title, one for quest description, one for quest status, and one for can be abandoned. I name this can abandon, but I know it can be abandoned. Just to make short. So that's it. There is no more. And one thing we do here in the first quest, we had to collect. We need to collect 3 coins. So I put this button here to increment my coins. So now I have 1. I need to change this to the correct variable. So in this moment, we have 1. Maybe it's correct that 1 is here. 2, and as you can see, the quest status is active. And 3, and it's complete. So that happens here. Since it's not going to be a part of the extension, I make a debug graph just to check the quest 1 status. So when we add a coin to the collected, here we check if the quest 1 collected coins is greater or equal coins to collect, and the quest 1 status is not complete, which is this condition. So now this I can delete. So if the quest 1 is not completed and the coins collected are greater or equal the coins we need to collect, we update the quest status of the quest 1 to complete, and we refresh the UI, the HUD here to put in this panel complete. If every of these has its own behavior. This is for quest title. The spacing is because when we create, as you can see here, there is only a sprite. But when create that sprite, I think this is here, we pass a text for use to create this title, this quest title. This happens only once at the beginning of the scene, so that panel automatically add, in this case, quest text. But by default, when we add a text, it's added here. Like this. So with the spacing here, sorry, it's my Windows, it's updating. With this spacing we can control how many padding we add. In this case, it's 10-10, something like that. It's okay. You can manage this for your sprites. This game is 1280 by 720, I think. I don't remember. Yeah. So let's check this. But load is the same as init, just separated. Create quest has a lot of parameters, as you can see here. We have the quest ID, the title, description, status, which is a list. I put active, inactive, completed, failed, or failed. I don't really sure how to do it. And this can be these ones, and can abandon or can be abandoned. Is a boolean, but yes or no. Maybe, but yes or no, it's okay. So when we get here to create a quest, this variable quest creator already exists. At least exists empty, but exists. So what we are saying here is, into this child quest, add one quest name quest and the ID as a number. Okay, so we add a child to quest creator quest, and we name that quest 1 in this case, because the ID is 1 here. This ID we pass as a parameter here, and that's what we get as a number here. So when the child quest 1 is created inside this, then we assign that values. 1 for ID, 1 for title, 1 for description, 1 for status, and in the abandoned case, we need to check if we, since you can see here, the can be abandoned, yes or no, and it's a boolean. So if the player can abandon the quest here, we are going to receive true, and we set as a string the value we get, and set the boolean variable to true, and if it's no, we are going to set to false. This variable quest count we have quest count here. We have quest count where? Here? I don't remember. Yeah, here. Here and here. So we check if the quest count is greater than 0, then we create a new panel, a new button for that quest. If we don't do this, when we add the quest, a new quest, in any way, since we are going creating this maybe at the beginning of the scene, because it's the first quest of the game, but later we are going to create that quest outside, not at the start. So if we don't count how many quests we have, this is never happens, because quest count is 0 always. Every time this loop is executed, we subtract 1. So if this not happen, and we try to add a quest, nothing's happened too, because it's 0 all the time. Okay, let's get back. So that's the later we save. The save is private, and we convert to JSON the quest and store into the local storage with the same thing. So now let me explain what's happening here. Okay, the panels are just simply panels sprites with the corresponding behavior. This is for title, this is for description, quest description, and if we look here, we have one for every field in that quest. Can abandon, status, title, and description. And we set up that at the start here. As you can see, for each panel has to be a different sprite, but the text can be the same. So this way, with only one text object, we fill all the panels. One for title, descriptions, status. We check if the quest ID 1 is not completed. So set this variable to 3. We check if the quest ID 1 exists. The first time this is true, because the quest does not exist. So we create that quest and add, which is the task. In this case, 3 coins. How many we collect? 0 coins. This is really up to you how to manage what to do in the quest. Maybe it's collect, maybe it's hunt some monster, reach some place. I don't know. Your imagination. Here we can add more quests, which I need to review this because the first time they killed 10 wolves and killed 10 trolls was messy. I don't know what is happening. Let me delete this and we can check again, but I think the wolves are added to cake, but oh, I disabled. So here, as you can see, the kill 10 wolves and kill 10 trolls are both together, and I'm really sure is for the quest count. Quest count, quest ID, quest value, quest key. Total coins here. This should be 3 because we have 3 quests, not 2. So the very first time I think is 0. So the quest 1 is counted like 0. But what we can do here is to increment this. No. Anyway, I review this later. Find quests. This is just actions to fill the to update the quest. Maybe you want to change the status from active to fail, from active to complete, or from active to inactive, and the same for the abandon. If you want to make a quest can be abandoned, you set this to yes. So maybe the player here has a button, abandon this quest. When he clicks, the quest is not here anymore. As I say, this is up to you how to manage the rest. But the easiest part is with 3 events. You create a quest, you initialize, set up your UI. As I said, I make this separated because maybe you don't want this inside your game. This exists inside the quest, but you don't need here. You just need a title and a description. And when the quest is complete, you add here your own sprite saying quest complete, and you decide later if you want the quest remains here or not. If you want to remove the quest here, you can simply this is not added yet because we have save init load create and fine. I need to add here delete quest. But you can do that simply by changing the scene variable quest creator Here you call the child quest. Here you call the quest 1 or 2 or 3 and set that value to nothing. That way you remove the quest easily. Sorry, value, no, string. String, yeah, string. This way you can remove that quest from there. Later you have to save quest creator, save, and with you save you are updating the storage. So the next time the game is closed and reopened, the storage is updated. That is one of the ways. The other is just to remove a child from a variable structure. You come here, collections, structures, remove child. Here you say quest who est creator. You say quest one, quests, and here the child name, which is quest 1. So this way you remove that quest from the quest creator variable, and later don't forget to save to update the storage, because if you delete some variable here but you don't do save, the storage will persist, and the next time the quest will be available again, even if you delete this quest creator here. So let's check some remove this, remove this storage again. So this time we are going to have only one quest, and when we add the coins, I move this outside. Okay, it's not updating at all. Let me restart, and as you can see here is complete. The only thing we need to do here is to update here quest 1 collected coins. Oh yeah, we need to add this here. This is the panel title, so when we add a new coin we update. I don't remember if this is the title or this is description. So description here. Sorry. Description. So when we add a new coin to the collected coins, we update the HUD. So this time, let me delete this because now the quest is complete. So maybe we want to save into the storage these variables, because the next time we load the game, collected coins is going to be 0 again. But for this example, it's okay. So now we need to collect 3 coins. We have 0 collected. We have 1, and the panel is not updating at all. I have to look at that. 2 and 3. When it's 3 is completed, and here I don't know why appears this quest title. I don't know. I have to take a look. Panel description, setup. This is not what I have to add here. Is this one, not the setup, the update. Which quest? We want to update the quest 1. Sorry, I messed up. So now let's remove this shit. Let's create already. So now the quest, we add the coin, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, is complete. But this is not updating at all. And that is because of that panel description here. I need to check it out this because we are entering here or not. Yeah, triangle once on add coin. Let me remove this before. I don't know why it's not updating at all. Here is updated, here is not updated at all. And the variables are the same. This should happen, and what's happening here is if the ID is greater than 0 and the text of the object ID quest creator description, find the quest, get the properties so we here change the description of that quest with this one, but since this is stored in the storage, I don't really know if variables can be stored. Maybe we need to manage this differently, because this is live created. But when we storage this into the local storage, I don't really look how to. Let me check that. Mm-mm-mm. So the description is here, and lol, this is storing the values. That's why. That's why this is storing the values of that variables, not that variables as a text. So to do that, how to do that? I don't know. I don't really know how to store and retrieve this for GDevelop to reassign the variables. I need to look in the form, maybe, I don't know, or simply go to the forest and collect coins. Uh, and that, but let me check, let me add a temp just to remind variable text and paste this. Just to remember what I have to do later. That this is an option too. We can create a temp bar, and this is going to work. But how to add that to the description here? Since we update description here, but we can't write anything. So I have to think how to make this happen. But for the rest, I think it's pretty simple. Here there is a mess because it's mixed with the example, but really are three things you have to do. You have to init the quest creator, and at this moment, if quest exists, the quest creator variable is going to be populated with that quest. And how to manage the UI of your quest is up to you. You can create buttons, you can create the panels or not. In other example, that's task. Here there is some other examples. Look at this. This is for find a quest in a loop. You pass this variable, quest creator, quest, and the quest number. But only in the quest child, not not in all. Here's the quest, And here's the quest itself. This is quest ID 1 because it's stored in quest child. So here you can compare if this key is ID, title, description, status, or can be abandoned. In this case, only with ID and title is enough to create a button and add the same quest title to that button. And here we create this. Let me show you. We can add status, we can add description here. Let me add some empty panel. Status, description. Let's duplicate this for title. So we have title, description, status, can be abandoned. And can be abandoned. And with this, let me change this to, or maybe quest to find to one. Quest to find to one. Okay. So when we press the quest button, we populate that panel, that other panel, and we loop through quests, get the quest one, and fill this text, which are not included into panels. So we now have all of that out of the equation and only have these ones, which are with one sprite and 4 text objects. Nothing is created with these behaviors. With these behaviors. These ones. Sorry. Okay, so let me move this here. I think this was 320. I think, I don't remember. And hit play, and when we click here, you can see description is here, complete is here, true is here, in quest title doesn't change because here was quest text, not quest title. So now quest title, quest description, status can be abandoned. If I click here, are going to be replaced with that quest. data, because we are saying here get the data from quest 1, and if this key is titled, add that value, which is here, quest key, quest value. The value is, in this case, is collect 3 coins, I think. Yeah, collect at least 3 coins. So it's going to be replaced with the value of the quest. And the key is the ID, the title, description, status, and can be appended. This is other way that you can find one quest data. And the last one is find the quest by ID, extension action, find quest. Oh yeah, this is with the extension function. So now here we pass which quest we want to find. This case is going to be 1, and with this function we are getting quest creators itself, but converting this data of quest creator quest into another variable named quest. So this is going to be available here. Sorry, not here. Here. Let me show you this, because here with only one variable I get all the info, but is inside the variable quest. And the second level structure is here, I think. Yeah, is here. So now what do we have to do is to press the quest button. Okay, so when we press the quest button, this is going to be executed. We are find a quest with the ID. Let me change this to 1. It doesn't have sense to have a variable here. So what we want is all the info of the quest 1, and put all these values in this text. So let's check it out. Sorry, my Windows is updating right now, and it's pretty slow. In fact, it's totally freeze. Okay, so now click here and we have this data. Right here. And as you can see, the quest status is complete. That's because in the previous run we already complete that quest, and here is saved. Here, status complete. So the quest, maybe you want to change this and add a green button for the completed quest, a red button for the failed quest, and a white button for the current active quest. Don't know. It's up to you. Okay, it was long video. When I finished polishing some of the functions, I'm going to upload this extension to GCAP. If anyone is interested in using it, it's going to be free and available for everyone. Particularly, I really like this license. License or license? I don't really know how to license or license. Uh, I really like this one. The what the fuck you want license? I like a lot. This 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 license is the best license of the world. Sorry, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so I'm closing this video now, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.